things that you've been doing. And you mentioned at the top of the show that, you know, you've managed to do a lot of this through LinkedIn. And I would love to hear more about that, because I feel, you know, I did a LinkedIn training actually last month. And I really do feel that as healthcare professionals, we are not spending nearly enough time on LinkedIn.
Definitely.
You know, I don't want people watching this going, oh, I don't want another social media platform. I want, you know, but you know, I personally have seen huge benefits, you know, myself from being on LinkedIn, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, LinkedIn is amazing. I call myself the unofficial LinkedIn ambassador, because I like tell everyone, like, especially I have the opportunity to speak to a lot of universities and a lot of colleges of pharmacy, and through a lot of those talks, I always weave in something about LinkedIn, because they ask, you know, how did you get to where you are now? And so much of that answer is around LinkedIn. I mean, whether it's connecting with amazing people like you, literally like an ocean and multiple time zones away, or if it's even just trying to meet someone who's also in like the same metro area who's doing something great. So there's so much possibility with it. I always urge students, like at the end of my talks and everything, if you take anything away, just make a LinkedIn and just like start posting anything that like you think could be beneficial to your network. So that could be, and I talk about this concept between like bragging and self-promoting. And I think that pharmacists, just as a baseline statement, are not very good about talking about themselves and all the amazing things that they do. They like either look for others to talk about them, or they just kind of keep it to themselves. So I think if we started practicing that earlier, which is why I think with students, it is so amazing to start that early, because you can start, you know, posting like, oh, I did this presentation and this is what I learned from it, or, oh, look at this article that so-and-so posted, and then this is my opinion as a student. Like, there's so many different ways. And the other thing with that too is the first thing people are going to do when they get your job application or anything is Google you. And LinkedIn is generally one of the top results, if not the top result, if you have one. And so, I mean, I'm not saying spend hours and hours and hours on it every single day, but I like always try to, I like literally put it in my schedule to spend a certain amount of time every week, either posting on LinkedIn or like connecting with people on LinkedIn. And I think also people get, like when it comes to social media, people are like, oh, it wastes my time because of the scroll. But like, instead of scrolling and making like it a passive experience, spend the time on social media by like making it an active experience by posting something or messaging someone. And so, I mean, part of my journey really was like, I guess I joke about it kind of, but like the amount of amazing people that will help you and they don't even know you. Like the amount of people I have met through LinkedIn and even as a student too, like messaging people and just asking for their advice. That was actually one of the ways that I even decided that, oh, integrative pharmacy is a possibility for a pharmacist, because I just would search, because LinkedIn's amazing. First, it's free. And then also it has a search bar. So you can literally put in pharmacist integrative health. You can put in like pharmacist functional medicine, healthcare professional, like so many different things. And it's just a keyword. So that keyword can pick up someone's title. It can pick up someone's description. It can pick up like a previous work experience. It can pick up part of their bio. Like it can pick up anything. And so even just searching something as simple as that, you can see if people are doing that. And if like, even if it's adjacent to what you're interested in, you can click on their profile, because you can literally click on anyone's for free for the most part. It's amazing also. And you can scroll down and look at their whole profile and see, oh, so okay, they're at this point now in their career, but what did they do before that? So, okay, they went to pharmacy school, then they got this other certification, then they like went through and they're in the midst of this master's program, and they're doing that all while having all these different roles. And so even before messaging them, you can see this is the kind of like trajectory that they had to get where like this is somewhere I would consider being, like potentially in the future, or just something similar to that. And so I think it can be very inspirational, but like even from like removing, I mean, because I think inspirational almost has this connotation of being like so out there. It's not even like that inspirational in terms of like so out there. It's like something that's achievable because other people have done it, and it's free to message them and just say, hey, can I have 10 minutes of your time? I'd love to hear about your path, or and anything that you want to hear about, or maybe a specific role that they have or have had. And then another thing that I kind of joke about is like everyone loves talking about themselves. It's their favorite topic. And so if you message someone and they have those 10 minutes, they will say yes because they want to share their story. And I, from what I've experienced, people want to share their story, but they also want other people to learn from it and gain from it. And it's like, that was the most amazing thing to me, was like almost instilling this, like, I don't know, I was like so excited to connect with so many different people, because I was like, wow, all these people just like, they owe me nothing at all. We are not even in the same like time zone. Our like primary language is not even the same, but they want to help me because I reached out to them and they're willing to share their information. So yeah, that's why when anyone messages me, I'm like, absolutely, let's set up a time to talk, because I've learned so much from people that I don't know, that I feel like that is something I have to do. Like I have to message people back and say, absolutely, let's set up a time to talk, because I feel like very lucky that that has helped me get to where I am today. And I know that that's going to help a lot of other people too. So yeah, and that's just like so briefly on like a few little tips that people can use, but there's so many ways to use LinkedIn. That's just like the tip of the iceberg. But I mean, if someone's watching this, they likely have a LinkedIn profile and they see the value in it already, but there's just so many other things to gain from it. And then I guess bringing it back to the question that you had, like with my story in particular, like LinkedIn, some of the roles that I spend the most of my time on right now are either from just cold messages that I send to other people being like, hey, what you're doing looks fascinating. It looks so innovative. Can we chat? And then conversations from there just progressed, and I met other people on the team, and now I'm the director of pharmacy of that organization. Or another one where the CEO actually messaged me. So it was the other way around, but it was the same message, like, hey, would you be willing to hear me out on this? Is something that we're thinking about doing or formulating. And then now I'm the chief scientific officer of that. And so it's like, you never know the opportunities that are going to be out there. And I think that so many opportunities, especially nowadays, it's going to be who you know. And people say that all the time, but it's so true. And I can, from my personal experience, say that like the people that I know really have made the most impact on my career. Definitely.
Yeah, there's so much useful information that you have shared in your experience of using LinkedIn, because I too have experienced a very similar, experience of using LinkedIn and getting so many amazing I mean, I met you through LinkedIn, right? I've met so many amazing people through LinkedIn that I call my friends, really, because because we've connected on we share similar values, and I know that those connections are going to result in so many incredible collaborations along the way. And that's the beauty of connecting with someone. You have no idea who that person knows, right? You have no idea what that connection is going to lead to. And I totally agree with you. Reach out to people, and I tell people to do that all the time. Like often when pharmacists come and speak to me about their careers and they're like, I want to move from here to here, I'll say to them, well, have you actually spoken to somebody in that field? And they're like, no, why would I? And I was like, well, no, find someone in that field and just message them. Get on the phone, speak to them. They will be more than happy to help you. you know?
And also, like with messaging people, you have nothing to lose. Either
Totally.
people will respond and be like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I cannot wait to talk to you," or they'll not respond because they're too busy or uninterested. But like, I've never once from the, I don't know how many 100 messages I've sent, honestly, I've never received a negative message back ever. The
No,
most
me neither.
negative I've received is that it says seen and then they didn't respond.
Yeah.
Like, I've never received anything negative. So that's what I tell students also, is like, you have nothing to lose if you just message them. If anything, it's good practice for you, and you can help like fine tuning your message and exactly what you want to say to really get their attention. So
thank you